The preservation of our history is important.
It records our struggles.
This nation will rise up.
It celebrates our accomplishments.
I have a dream.
It helps us understand ourselves.
The black frustration.
So we have to tell our stories.
Through words.
One cause.
Pictures.
$220 million.
Artifacts.
Sound.
Keep the young heart open.
Yes, we can to justice.
This is not the plan.
Interactive displays.
You wanna go.
The new Black History Museum and Cultural Center of Virginia offers us this opportunity.
It gives us a place to learn,
To
discuss,
To share.
Preserve.
And celebrate our past.
I've been waiting all my life for a place like this.
where we can meet,
Oh, tell me, are we free at last? Or has my freedom come to pass?
And discuss where we've been.
It's the ghetto versus poverty.
Where we are.
Cannot eat. My brother's on the streets.
And where we're going.
In the sight of the feet. Hope I keep my 9 to 5. If I want to stay alive, I wonder what's and how they live. better off in.
To invest in the new Black History Museum and Cultural Center of Virginia, go to www.blackhistorymuseum.org.
Remember that a black man died for us.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another virtual edition of Freedom Friday at the Black History Museum. My name is Dante Smith, and I'm going to be your host this evening. I am a board member here at the Black History Museum, and I am so happy that you all could join us this evening for this virtual jazz concert. Actually, our last one of the season. Kind of sad, but you know, there's going to be lots of other things we're going to be doing in the future, but this is going to be a great concert tonight. Now, most of us right now are out there getting in the holiday spirit. I know for me, myself, I've already put up a few lights. Now, whether that means that you're at home decorating or making treats or baking treats for the family and friends, or just watching some holiday movies while sipping on a little holiday cheer, we're all doing different things just to get ready for those holidays. Well, what better way to have a great Friday evening than listening to some smooth jazz? Now, normally, if you would have come to one of these Freedom Friday events and we would not have had COVID, we have so much fun. We're here and we're serving drinks and we're having wings. Now, thanks to technology, because of COVID, we're still able to come and spend some time with you this evening. Now, we just want you to sit in the comfort of your own home and enjoy your own holiday cheer, whatever that might be, wine, a little drink, maybe some wings, and hear some good music tonight. Now, tonight's concert is a fundraiser. I just want you to remember that. Tonight's concert is a fundraiser, and it's being produced in partnership with 725 Arts and Culture and Pro Team Productions. Now, the donations tonight will benefit two great organizations, the Black History Museum here in Richmond, Virginia, and also Trumpeting for the Arts. Well, you want to know what those organizations are about? Let me tell you. Now, the Black History Museum has been sharing stories of African American culture and history for almost 40 years through exhibitions and programs, presentations, community conversations, just doing some great things in and around Richmond. And now with all the things that we're doing through the web, people are able to see us all across the country. Now, Trumpeting for the Arts is another great organization. They provide musical instruments for school-aged children who might not otherwise have access to one. Who knows, your donation tonight could be sponsoring or could help that next great jazz musician. Sorry about that. So as you're listening tonight, we just ask that you make donations and you think about what you might pay for such a high-quality concert such as this. Donations can be made by going to www.blackhistorymuseum.org. Once you're there, all you got to do is click on the button that says jazz. Or if you want to donate now, you can look at the link in your comments, and again, it says donate now. So all you got to do is click on that and enter a number. Now, if you don't like donating online, I know some of you are a little bit nervous, it's fine, just fine. We take walk-in, mail-in, any other way you'd like to donate, we'd be happy to accept those donations for these two great organizations. All you have to do is go to our website. You'll find the address. You'll find the donate links. We really, really appreciate those things. So without further ado, let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. Now, tonight's featured artist is a flute player, Marsha Meekins. Now, Marsha was born, raised, and educated right here in Richmond, Virginia. And she attended what is now known as Virginia State University, where she received her degree in music. Though she is a classically trained musician, she is also equally comfortable playing things like gospel and jazz, blues, and reggae. Now, before we got started at this concert tonight, Marsha shared with us that tonight's concert is dedicated to the many flute players that she's loved and admired for years, and to the many local musicians who have inspired her and have mentored her over the years. Now, joining Marsha tonight are some additional great musicians. We have Dr. Weldon Hill here with us on keyboards. We also have Mr. Matthew Steele on bass. And then we have Mr. Brian Johnson on percussion. Now, I know that you didn't come here to hear me or listen to me talk all night. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to some music.
Good evening and welcome to the Black History Museum. I am honored to be able to do this concert in support of the Black History Museum and Trumpeting for the Arts. We're going to get started with one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite flutists. So I am dedicating my first selection to Mr. Herbie Mann, the late Mr. Herbie Mann. Was one of the first jazz flutists who popularized this instrument, but he veered off and went more into a pop direction rather than to stick with the pod bop. So this tune is called Coming Home Baby. And also there's a local flutist who I love and respect, I grew up with, so it's dedicated to him also, Mr. Glenroy Bailey. much. Thank you. Coming home, baby. Okay. So this next piece we're going to do is going to be dedicated to my absolute favorite flutist in the whole wide world, Mr. Hubert Laws, and also to a local musician that I heard play this like 30 years ago on the flute, Mr. Plunky Branch. This is by John Coltrane called Equinox. you so much. That was Equinox. Okay. So this next piece we're going to do is dedicated to another one of my favorite flutists. And he wrote this tune many years ago, Mr. Yusef Latif. But also, there's a local musician who recently passed that I also want to dedicate this to because I played it with him years ago, and that was Mr. Herbert Allen Debo Dabney. So this piece is called Ebenes, and it's dedicated to Yusef and Debo. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Black History Museum and Cultural Center of Virginia. Explore African American milestones and fascinating commentaries on Virginia's history. Hear memoirs, join conversations, and embrace culture. Discover the untold stories of African Americans that helped shape our nation. Engage with hands-on exhibitions for a more inclusive, creative, and interactive visit for all people, all ages. Log on to blackhistorymuseum.org and plan your visit today.
All right, that was amazing. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now, Marsha. That was great. That was great. So I hope you all enjoyed that out there. That was beautiful, and as great as Marsha was, the band was just as great too. So there's just something about jazz music. I can tell you what. I was listening during that first set, and I just couldn't stop tapping my foot and patting my lap and snapping my fingers. But just like jazz music, there's also something about Black history. Black history is deep, rich, and includes stories of trials and triumphs. We know Black history is not just a handful of moments, but it's a lot more than that. And that's why the Black History Museum offers a dynamic, multidimensional learning experience, which includes history and art exhibitions, community conversations, literary presentations, social gatherings, documentary screenings, historical portrayals, cultural activities, and much, much more. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. And by the way, if you haven't had a chance to visit us down here, we'd love for you to come down and visit the Black History Museum of Virginia. The museum is open Thursday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's right, we're still open. Now, we're down in the historic Jackson Ward District at 122 West Lee Street. And I'll tell you what, this is a great time of year to come down to the museum, not just to experience some of the great Black history, American history that's down here, but I was just out in the gift shop, and man, this is a great time to come grab some of those last-minute, one-of-the-kind gifts. I mean, we have some great stuff here. We have jewelry and books and handbags, ornaments, posters, T-shirts. I saw a journal out there. I think I'm going to grab that. But, man, there's just so many different things that you can get down here, some very, very unique things, and a lot of things in our gift shop have been made and created by local Virginia artists. Now, one of the things is that we just want to make sure that you know, if you do come down to visit us, public service announcement, we are not going to be open from December 21st through January 2nd. Now, it's just because our staff here that does a great job, just needs a little bit of a break. So if you do plan to come, why don't you come pretty quickly? Come on down here the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before December 21st so you can grab some of those great gifts. Now, that I've got past that, remember, this is a fundraiser, right? We can't continue to do the things we're doing without your help. So what we're asking is that you do visit our website at www.blackhistorymuseum.com. Once you get there, all you got to do is click on Give or click on the Jazz button to give now, donate now. If you're watching us right now on Facebook, just go to that comment box. There's a Donate Now button there. And again, just think about how much you would pay to hear some wonderful music like we're hearing tonight. $25, $50, $100, $200, $500. How much would you pay? Because that's what I'd like you to drop in that Donate Now button. So one of the things about Black history is that it's also American history. And so you're supporting a lot of things when you donate to us. So if you can just please continue to help us provide history, art, and culture for the community, we would really appreciate that. Now we're going to get back to some more music. Marsha?
All right, before you start, are you going to go back to Georgia? Because we skipped them. Okay, cool.
song we're going to dedicate to the Richmond Jazz Society. Bright moments. I got my start playing at jazz jams with the Jazz Society. So this particular song I'm dedicating to the late Mr. James Bracy. so much. This next song I'm going to dedicate to some ladies that I used to play with years ago. The jazz ladies, yeah, jazz ladies. This particular tune I'm going to do a little bit different, and it's called My Romance. Thank you. I just wanted to try something different.
Now, I'm sure that you would agree that was awesome. So, as a reminder, some of the proceeds tonight will also be benefiting Trumpeting for the Arts, which is a program focusing on the importance that music plays in the life and learning of youth. Now, Trumpeting for the Arts, their mission is to support students through the purchase and distribution of musical instruments, mentoring young musicians, and introducing students to a world of music that they may not otherwise experience. Tonight's performance by the fabulous Marsha Meekins and friends is a perfect example of the connections that Trumpeting for the Arts loves to make. Please help these two organizations continue to bring Black history, art, and culture to our community by making a donation tonight. Now again, to donate, we need you to go to www.blackhistorymuseum.org. Earlier I said .com. We got to make sure you go to .org, blackhistorymuseum.org. Now, you can also make donations by going right in your comment box and clicking on the Donate Now link. Now, let's get back to some music.
This next piece is a song that I wrote many, many years ago. I'm not sure what I was going through when I wrote it, but it's entitled No More Tears. And I'm going to feature Dr. Weldon Hill because I like the way he plays it. And I'm going to dedicate it to my friends and family and my husband. This is called No More Tears. Thank you so much. Thank you. The next tune we're going to do is going to feature our bassist. This is my son over here, Mr. Matthew Steele. And I'm dedicating this song to two musicians that I'm proud to know. A flutist in Connecticut named Sherry Winston, and my friend here in Richmond, Mr. Bill McKee. This piece is called So What? Thank you.
Thank you, Marsha, for that wonderful performance. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Please remember that we need your support. Donations will benefit the Black History Museum of Virginia and also Trumpeting for the Arts, two very worthy organizations. Even though this concert has come to an end, remember you can continue to help us by donating, going to www.blackhistorymuseum.org or by going right into your comment box and hitting the Donate Now button. In addition, you can do a lot of other things to help us. You can share this with family and friends. As a matter of fact, you can come back to this page and watch this concert over and over again. And every time you watch it, you can donate one more time. Now, during this season of family, friends, and fellowship, we at the Black History Museum of Virginia want you to know how much we truly appreciate you, each and every one of you. We hope that you all have a joyous, safe, and healthy holiday season. and we're sending you wonderful, happy wishes for 2021. Until then, stay safe and stay encouraged. Good night. But before we go, I don't know about you, but I want to hear a little bit more music. Marsha, can you and the team take us into the night?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So this next piece we're going to do, I am dedicating it to 3 flutists that I heard do this like maybe 30 years ago. It was Dave Valentine, Herbie Mann, and David Fathead Newman. It was at the mosque, so you know how long ago that was. And they did a different version of Miles Davis's All Blues. So we're borrowing from them. And this is our version of All Blues. good things must come to an end. We certainly have enjoyed playing for you. You're listening to the sounds of Marsha, Meekins and Company. I'd like for you to know these fabulous musicians who have shared the stage with me tonight. On keyboard is Dr. Weldon Hill. On bass, my son, Mr. Matthew Steele. On drums, Mr. Brian Johnson. We want to give a shout out to Mr. Lester Kenny, who was originally to play with us tonight, but he had death in his family, and so we're sending our love and condolences to Lester. We love you, and take care of your grandmother. I also want to shout out to a lot of the bands that I've played with in the past, including the Richmond Pops Band, the Jazz Ladies that I mentioned. My first band was called Chapter 2, and I want to shout out Mr. Rob Gray, Mr. Hannon Lane, and Mr. Jim Coles, because they brought me into that band back in the early 80s. That was called Chapter 2. Then I had a band called Wave after that. Then there was the Jazz Ladies, the Jazz Connection. I had a band called Marsha Meekins Project in Baltimore. I had a band called Marsha Meekins and Friends in Washington, D.C. That was all girls. I also had an all-girls reggae band I played with called Josh Spirit, and another all-girls reggae band that I recorded with called Rough and Mellow. There was another band I got a chance to play with called the Be More All-Stars. There are a few others, but those are all I can remember because you see the gray hair, I forget things. But it's been a pleasure playing for you tonight. We thank you so much, and please support the Black History Museum and Trumpeting for the Arts. It's so nice that they're doing this. We want to wish you all a happy, happy, happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. We wish you have a happy one. Thank you so much for listening. Hope to see you again on the other side in the new year. Take care. Bye. We're going to finish up all blues, our version. Thank you so much. Good night.